Hello everybody, I hope you're having an amazing day, and I hope after this video it gets even better. What's this fancy word rotoscoping, and why does everybody use it while editing? Today we're going to be going over how to rotoscope in your videos and take them up a notch in After Effects. Vamos! I always recommend replacing your video as an After Effects composition in Premiere Pro instead of just opening it in After Effects. This way you can splice it in with different clips easier, and in my opinion, it's way easier to control. I have some sample footage of my beautiful prima in this clip right here, so I'm gonna show you guys.
Hi everybody!
My goal in this video is to rotoscope her out of the background, put something in between. The rotoscope tool is a human with a paintbrush on it. You're gonna wanna click Option W, Alt W on Windows to get to this now. You're going to want to double click the layer on the timeline so that you can effectively only do this layer in the rotoscoping. If you don't double click on the layer to get inside of it, you're going to be trying to rotoscope and it's not going to be working. So this might be one of the issues you're facing. Once you're in the layer, you're going to start drawing and you're going to see a green brush. This green brush shows whatever you're selecting, and whatever's on the inside of the purple lines afterward is going to be your subject. You can quickly change the size of your brush by command clicking and dragging either in or out of your brush. Thankfully, the rotoscoping tool has gone very good over the years. So if you want something that you want to take out, hit the option key at the same time as you drag your mouse. This will show a red selection, and this means whatever is in this will not be a part of your subject. So remember, command click to change the size of the brush, alt click to take something out of your selection. So once you have something that you like in your selection, make sure to hit Option W to get to the Refine Edge tool. The Refine Edge tool is almost like feathering. This is going to make it so that you don't have such a hard edge on the areas that you select with this tool. I usually keep this the same size as my selection tool, and I go around the hair. The reason why I go around the hair and the shoulder is because it can be a little too sharp for my liking, and you want these areas to be a little bit more soft. You can change how much it feathers your selection with the effects control. Carefully, you're going to want to go around the edge. I usually do this in one click and just smooth hand it, but if you'd like, you can do multiple clicks. This will all be okay if it's on the same frame. I recommend starting off on the first frame of your video so that your rotoscope goes from the front to the back, but you can start this rotoscope whatever time you'd like. With the Refine Edge tool, you can also do the same commands of command click to change the size and alt click to get rid of certain parts of your selection. So carefully choose which part that you want to feather, and then once both the purple and the feathering looks nice, hit the space bar on your computer. This is going to play your video. After Effects is going to track your subject and make sure that the rotoscoping goes the whole video. You can shorten your video or make it longer to avoid certain sections, but for me, I'm going to do the whole thing. During this part of the process, you're going to be able to see the individual frames and the selection around them. This means that if the selection changes at all, we're going to be able to change it in that frame and make sure that that same error doesn't happen throughout the rest of the video. In my case, this actually did happen on my cousin's arm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remake that selection in that one frame, and once it all looks good, I'm going to continue to play. Once I'm happy with the selection and it's done playing the whole way through, you're going to be able to see it play real speed. Then you're going to go to the very right of the frame until you find a freeze button. For me, I had to extend my window a bit because I had it all compact. For you guys, you will probably be able to see it right away, but that's just how I roll. So once you hit the freeze button, this is telling After Effects, I like my selection, I love what I'm seeing, I want to freeze it and keep it the whole way through. This can take anywhere from a few seconds to a few minutes, depending on how fast your computer is and how many frames that it has to do. In my experience, I only have about 100 frames, so it's only going to take 1 or 2 minutes. Once it's done, I'm going to look at the tabs of which sequence is being displayed to me. I'm going to go from the layer I'm on to the original sequence where I can see all of the first layers. Here, I'm going to be able to see that my rotoscope worked and that my subject is now on a black background. Unless you want your subject to be in the void, what you're going to want to do is duplicate the layer by hitting Ctrl D. Then you're going to want to go to the layer on the bottom, open up the effect, and get rid of the effects in the rotoscope. Getting rid of the rotoscope on this bottom layer is going to make it so that just the top layer is the subject and the bottom is going to be your background. You can also do this from the beginning by duplicating the layer before you start and then going into the first layer. But for me, I like to do it the other way around because sometimes I track my footage or I move the position. I want to make sure here, all that's being taken away is the RotoScope, and that I keep the same position the whole way through, and then add the background back in afterward. So once you do this, it should look like your original image. This is good because it means that everything is in sync. Think about it like a sandwich. RotoScope, whatever you put in the middle, and your background. And once you turn it to the side here, it becomes a 3D image. Once it's done, I'm just gonna save it really quickly, hop back in Premiere Pro, and render it out. So family, after that, this is what the final video looks like.
Hi everybody.
As you can see, the text comes from behind the subject and gives a really nice depth of field. For me, I've used it before in interviews and just different videos. It really adds a little extra flavor, a little extra sauce into the video. You can put text, you can put icons, emojis. It's really up to you what you do with this, but either way, the fans are gonna love this one. I hope this video helped you guys out. Thank you guys. God bless you guys. I hope you have an amazing day filled with lots of rejoicing. Have a good one, guys.